Everybody, today I'm going to be doing a comparison between the Mofang Jiaoshi Meilong 3x3M and the Qiyi MS 3x3. So let's get right into the video. Before I get into the actual cube, I'm just going to show you what comes with each cube. So for the Meilong, it just comes in this really nice looking box in my opinion, and it's different from the regular Meilong box, which I'll put a picture of right up there. Anyway, so once you open the box, you get is the cube and a stand attached to it. So I'm just going to take out the cube. And the really annoying thing here is that unless you open from the other side, you have to open up the other side to get the accessories box out. In this case, it sometimes works, but I'm just going to open up the other side. In the accessories box, have some cards, screwdriver, and a pamphlet, which I don't have here because it's not very good. Comparing it to the Qiyi MS, you have this really nice hard plastic case. Inside, we only have the cube and a pamphlet, which I actually did keep. And yeah, I don't think that the box is as nice as the Meilong. Now, the box actually is pretty nice because it's pretty sturdy. The Meilong's just out of paper, but the stuff you get in the unboxing experience is not as good. These both do come in plastic wrap, I believe. But as you can see, the Qiyi MS is definitely a more minimal unboxing experience, and the Meilong unboxing feels a lot more like a flagship cube unboxing. Okay, now let's get into corner cutting. The corner cutting in the Meilong is pretty good. It can basically do whatever this is, a little over 45 degrees, but right after that, do here really easily. Right after that, doesn't do it. Now for smaller corner cuts, this is a really good cube for smaller corner cuts. It feels super easy. Reverse corner cutting, it's okay, but this is where the cube does lack a bit because reverse corner cutting in these higher ranges is not so great. Reverse 3M, the reverse corner cutting is better. It can do here very easily, and the Meilong can't really do it very easily. But if we look at the MS's corner cutting, it does do 45 pretty easily, but this is on looser tensions. After that, not really at all. And this is on looser tensions, so it does feel pretty unstable this way. And for reverse, it's okay, not great. But the issue with this is when I make it this loose, it's super unstable when turning. And I found that even though the corner cutting is okay, when I turn, it locks up stuff like this that shouldn't be happening. And I don't really think the corner cutting on this cube is good at all. I think the Meilong, even though I don't have it, I've tried it before and I'm pretty sure that the corner cutting's better, and this cube came after the Meilong. So yeah, I'm not impressed by this cube's corner cutting, but there are other things about this cube that are really good. So even though I don't love the feeling of this, it does feel pretty nice in my hands. Like, I like it more than I thought I would. Another thing I do like is the glossy plastic, which isn't a big deal for me, but it's nice to kind of have a variety for me, and I do like the glossy plastic sometimes. Sometimes I like the matte plastic better, but I also like the glossy plastic better sometimes. And of course, this has the matte plastic, but it does have a bit of a quieter feel. So I'm just going to do a side-by-side comparison. Even though the sound test was not about corner cutting, you could see that I was not getting as many lockups on the Meilong, and obviously that's a big advantage of the Meilong. But also, the Meilong is $1 cheaper on SpeedCube Shop and $2 cheaper on the Cubicle. So yeah, that is $2 price difference, and you get like screwdriver and some cards with the Meilong. That's really good. And it has better corner cutting and basically performance than the Qiyi MS. So yeah, the Meilong definitely wins in this category. And how will I actually do on the cubes, you'll have to wait until later to see. But now I'm just going to go break these cubes down. Now that we have these cubes broken down, let me just go sort it. So starting with cores, honestly, the Qiyi MS does look a bit more premium, though the Meilong does have this primary part of the core, but it does have the standard Moyu core for the Meilong, but it does look pretty basic. Versus on the MS, they have this lip around, which honestly I think does not do so well because it kind of makes a louder type of feel than the Meilong, but I do think it does improve corner cutting, and that the corner cutting on the MS would be even worse without this. So if we compare edges, again, the MS does look a bit better As you can see, it does look a bit more premium, but the plastic on the Meilong does feel a bit softer. I don't know how to explain it, and the edge looks pretty basic, just like the regular Meilong that's non-magnetic. And the Qiyi MS does look a bit more like a flagship edge, but not by too much. And for the corners, we kind of have the same thing, that the Meilong looks very basic, and the Qiyi MS does have these things right here, but this does look pretty budget for the corners because there's no primary plastic here. It's just colored plastic, and yeah, both of these do look pretty budget corners. But anyway, now let's get these cubes back together. Okay, so I got these all back together, and I am going to do some solves, and I'm just going to tell you what I think. So honestly, I think the Meilong is a better deal in all because it just is quieter, it just feels better to me, and it's cheaper, and you get more in the box. And honestly, yeah, I really do like the Meilong better than the MS. Now, I don't think the MS is bad, but I find it really unstable when you loosen it, and it comes super tight out of the box. And when you loosen it, finally gets decent corner cutting, but as I said, I still feel like there's a lot of lockups. So yeah, we'll see what the solves say, but I do think that the Meilong will be better. I will be doing an average of 5 on a stack mat. So anyway, let's get right into that. Okay, so what happened was when I was doing the solves on these two cubes, honestly, I did get pretty similar averages, but I definitely did like solving on the Meilong a lot more, and you will see later in the average that I did make a lot fewer mistakes on the Meilong and a lot fewer pauses, but I'm not exactly sure why that is. Now, one of my guesses is that it might be because I just like the feeling of the Meilong more, and I guess I just wanted to turn on it longer because I just like the feeling more, and I did get definitely fewer pauses on the Meilong. Now again, these were hand scrambles, so I'm not exactly sure that it was necessarily the cube, but I do think it did play a bit of a role. And honestly, my times in the Qiyi MS were pretty good, but I didn't really like solving it, as I said, because it just feels really flimsy whenever I solve it. So yeah, I definitely would recommend the Meilong, I feel like, over the Qiyi MS, because the solves just definitely did not really show that much of a difference, but I just really like the feeling better. Now, for everybody, the Meilong might not be better, because I feel like the Meilong is a bit uncontrollable, where the Qiyi MS is a bit more stable, which is definitely a disadvantage of the Meilong. But the Meilong has actually become my main for OH because I find it's very fast, which is pretty good for OH, has weak magnets, and it has a really nice feel that I really like. Now, the RS3M 2020 is still my main because, again, as I said, the Meilong is just too fast, and the RS3M 2020 is much easier to control, but I still really do like the Meilong for the price, especially considering that you get so many more accessories than Qiyi MS. So if we actually compare the times, I got, honestly, almost exactly the same times on both of them, as I said earlier. Now, for some reason, I did get, I believe, a 16 on both of them, which is really unlikely for me, and I almost got a PB on both of them. I'm not exactly sure why. Again, they were hand scrambles, but yeah, so I actually did pretty well on both of these. Now, I think the worst solve I got on both of these was around a 23, so not terrible, and I honestly did not think that there was any big difference in solves for me, but again, as I said, I will still be sticking with the RS3M 2020. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe, and see everybody later.